it's very difficult to define what a man is in this day and age, right? And this is because of the point of evolution that we have reached as human beings on this planet. Look, we have access to amazing technology. Many of us have access to wonderful facilities, whether that's in the form of education or leisure, for example, gyms and schools. And many of us, especially in the West, have access to pretty much limitless amounts of food, right? We can eat whatever we want, whenever we want, unless we're dieting. What I'm trying to say is that we have evolved tremendously as human beings. Just look at the amount of information that is now available online in the form of videos, in the form of media, in the form of music and podcasts and articles and blogs. And we are living in very interesting times, very amazing times, right? We seem to be evolving very fast as human beings. Now, I'm on day 20 of NoFap, and what I was thinking about today, or what I've realized, is that as men, we have lost the thing that defines us, right? We have lost our masculine touch. We have lost the struggles that it took our ancestors to get through in order to become the men they were, right? So life is almost too easy now. We almost have everything we want at the clicks of our fingers. And even though this has many benefits, this also has many negatives. And one of those negatives is the access to pornography on the internet, right? Because if you get addicted to this, then you're just going to revere down a negative path, a path that you really don't want to go down, right? We almost seek too much pleasure, right? But what can you do in a world where pleasure is everywhere and in everything? Right, we are being programmed and hardwired to constantly seek pleasure, whether that's in the form of dopamine, or whether that's in the form of hardcore things like drugs and alcohol, whether it's in the form of recreation. Even the jobs that many of us work today are kind of leisure-like, if you think about it, right? Because many people are sat in an office all day, so they can eat whilst they're working, they can drink whatever they want, apart from alcohol, whilst they're working. They're sat down for the majority of the day, so there's no exercise, there's no walking, there's no lifting unless you're working in construction or a warehouse. So the point that I'm trying to get to is that we are living very comfortable lives at this moment in time. And the problem with this for men in particular is it takes away all of the initiations, all of the catalysts that really transform you from a boy into a man. And many of us know from experience that if we want to become better men, if we want to grow, if we want to become wiser and stronger, more intelligent, we need to go through difficult times, right? It's the difficult times that force you to grow and evolve. So if we are taking away these difficulties from our lives, then really we're just going to be in a phase or a period of constantly seeking pleasure. This is very dangerous because it makes us weak. Extremely weak as men. And when I say men, I'm talking about the collective. I'm talking about all of us. I'm not talking about one man in particular. We have to start thinking about the laws of one and oneness, and how one man is another man, and how I am you. And so we need to help each other, right? We need to guide each other. We need to help each other get out of this period of darkness where there are many men addicted to pornography and masturbation. And we need to get back to our old ways, right? Our ancestors never had access to pornography. Our ancestors were out hunting, gathering, building, inventing, doing many things that we don't do today, doing the difficult things that turn them from boys into men, right? So you constantly have to look for the things that are going to turn you into a man. And these things are difficult, right? Most of the time. So many people don't want to do them. For example, NoFap and semen retention, right? A lot of people relapse all of the time simply because they're difficult acts to perfect. But if you're willing to put in the time and the work and the dedication and the commitment, because that's really what it's going to take, is the commitment to the movement, then you will be rewarded for this, right? In ways that you just simply can't imagine. But you have to be faithful. You have to trust yourself as a man. If you're getting a call to jump on NoFap or semen retention and quit the porn and the masturbation, if you're getting a call to evolve into a more sophisticated, older, wiser, more intelligent man, then you need to answer that call, right? Weak men seek pleasure in this day and age. And unfortunately for these men, this seeking of pleasure is simply a path of weakness, because in order to become a man, a masculine man, a man's man, an alpha male, so to speak, you have to do the things that are difficult. And I'm going to use the example of going to the gym. If you want a physique of a Greek god, right? If you want muscles, if you want to get shredded, if you want to get bigger, if you want to tone down, you have to put in work, right? We know this. We know that if you want a nice physique, if you want your dream body, you have to put in the work in the gym, and that work is hard. It's going to be intense. It's going to be painful. You're going to be sweating on most of those gym sessions. You're going to wake up the next day feeling pain in your arms and your legs, and it's going to be atrocious. And then you need to eat right and you need to stay hydrated. But if you put in the work, that physique will come around at some point. So it's the same with anything and everything else in your life. If you put in the work, the hard work, and do the difficult tasks like a man should, you will be rewarded for this. Divine Masculine Tantra. I hope to see you on the next video.